Because if you don't stand up for yourself, everybody will just walk over you because you are laying on that floor. You are the doormat. You chose to be the doormat. So don't complain about people walking over you. That's literally what you were made for. If you choose to be a doormat, then people will walk over you. Hi friends, I'm Susie and I'm here to give you tough love. And today I asked myself, what was the most important and the hardest decision I've ever made? Because I recently recorded a podcast and we were talking about decisions and change in life. And we asked each other the question, what was the hardest decision and the hardest change you've ever went through? And I didn't really know the answer back then, but now I know. The hardest but most important decision I've ever made was that I chose myself. And I promised myself that I will always choose myself over absolutely everyone and absolutely everything. And today I'm here to tell you why this is the secret to success in life and why this is absolutely essential, because let's be honest, nobody cares about you if you don't care. I have notes here on my laptop because if you didn't know yet, I have ADHD and I tend to forget things or I start to ramble. I get into a topic and I just can't stop talking about it. I could record 3-hour episodes, but I won't do that to you guys. But that's why I have notes and that's why I have notes most of the time. But back to the topic. I chose myself. This wasn't just one big decision. I didn't just wake up one day and think I would choose myself from now on. It was many, many small decisions that I made along the way since I started realizing that I have to start choosing myself. And up to this day, I still have to face decisions in my everyday life where I have to decide, do I choose myself here? And I always choose myself. I always choose the option that serves me best because this is my life. I have to care about myself. A few examples for those small decisions that I have made. I ended a toxic relationship with an abusive, cheating, narcissistic man. I don't even want to call him a man. That was the biggest decision. That was the start of it all where I chose myself. Then something clicked inside of me and I quit all the office jobs that just made me depressed and uncreative and uninspired. I started my own business. Then I quit every side job and just focused on my own business only. I cut off most of my friends and I started only investing time and energy into people who benefit me. That sounds harsh, but I don't spend time with someone who doesn't benefit me. This is my life. I don't waste it on people who just take my energy and don't give any energy back to me. And I quit helping people for free. People would think, oh my God, but of course I help friends without them paying me. But the thing is, if I help someone and I know they can also help me and they will help me when I need them, then I help them. Of course, that's friendship. And that's also back to the topic of only investing into people who benefit me. I invest something in someone if I know they invest back in me. I will not help someone for free and just waste my time for nothing. But what I really mean by that is I have a business. I'm self-employed and I'm a fitness and bodybuilding coach. And I used to help people all the time for free. I used to make gym plans. I used to just give a little bit of advice, which ended up being a 2-hour conversation. And I was just giving out free advice. This was stuff that I was doing for my living. So if I just give free fitness advice to people, I'm robbing myself of money. And I need money. Everyone needs money. This is my job. I won't do it for free. I stopped doing that completely. If someone asks me for fitness advice and it's someone I'm not very close with, I tell them, hey, please contact me later, or you can send me a message right now. I will get back to you on that topic and I will send you my price list. I'm not giving out stuff for free. I'm not a charity. And this realization was important and needed for me to start making big money in my business because I was way too nice. I'm a way too nice person. I'm a people's pleaser, or I was a people's pleaser. And I always wanted to be nice. And I always wanted to give to people. But first of all, I did not get back from them. And second of all, I was robbing myself of money that I needed to live my life, to pay my rent, to pay for my groceries. So don't give out free stuff to random people. And also, I only went into relationship with super high standards, into the relationship that I am in currently, so with my boyfriend, but also into friendships, into career relationships. Every relationship I went into, I had standards. I had high standards and I did not step down from them. I have my standards. You either meet them or you go. But how did I even get to the point of realizing that I need to change something, that I need to choose myself? I realized that I was ruining my own life. I was ruining my own life. I was sabotaging myself. I was enabling people to hurt me, to use me, to abuse me, and to disrespect me. And if you don't respect yourself, nobody will respect you. And I was making excuses. I was using my trauma not to take action. And I know it's really hard if you're traumatized. It's really hard if you go through mental illness to actually take responsibility for stuff, but you need to do it. I did it and it changed my life, because no matter how traumatic things were, I still had the power to change my life. And I still had the power to choose myself. Now, I forgave myself for everything that I did. I forgave myself for letting people walk over me like an ugly old doormat. No hate for doormats. But I had to forgive myself, and I had to realize that if I don't choose myself and if I don't put myself first, people will continue to walk over me, because I am choosing that I'm okay with it. I am choosing that I'm okay with being put last. And I was letting people's beliefs limit my own beliefs, and I will make a whole video on this, a whole video on realistic people. I was letting people tell me what was possible and what wasn't. I was allowing people to tell me what they thought was realistic. I don't care what you think is realistic. You don't live in my reality. I was letting people just talk me out of my dreams. I was letting my dreams get stomped on because people did not think that they were possible. People did not think that it was possible to choose yourself. People did not think it was possible to actually take action. People did not think that if people hurt you, if other people hurt you, you are responsible for that because you're letting it happen. People were always just talking against everything I had in my head. People were just always talking down to me, and people were trying to push their beliefs on me. And I started choosing myself. I started choosing that I have my own beliefs. I have my own goals. I did not need to take on other people's beliefs in my own life, because this is my own life and I wasn't happy, so I had to do something. And when I realized all of this is in my own control, I have power over my life, then I started choosing myself. And for all my people pleasers, for all my nice people, for all the people out there who still care about other people a lot, you cannot help and support other people if you do not choose yourself. You are someone who nobody wants to take advice from. If they realize how people-pleasing you are, if they realize that you don't put yourself first, if they realize that you don't act in your own best interest, why would they take advice from you? Why would they? You are letting yourself get stomped on. I'm just thinking about the video of this golden retriever called Nala, who's always just stomping when she's happy. Stomp, stomp. I always do that with my dog. But I'm not talking about this funny, good type of stomping. But you're letting people stomp on you. People pleasers are not able to build real and deep connections. I said what I said. If you're always just looking for people to please, if you're always just looking out to make everybody else happy, they will not take you seriously. They won't. And they won't form a deep connection with you because you're just there for them to use. You're just there to benefit them, but you're not a real person. They don't respect you. They don't take you seriously. And that's why people pleasers always end up in toxic relationships, because first of all, they enable other people to use them. And second of all, it is not a healthy relationship if they put another person on a pedestal and serve to them. So people pleasers are actually toxic as fuck. A person who doesn't choose themselves is uninteresting. This person is insecure. This person is not someone that others want to be around unless they need something. And they are not someone who is respected. So a people pleaser is super uninteresting. A people pleaser is a person who doesn't add value to a friendship or relationship. They're just there to be used. And you need to realize that if you are pleasing other people all the time and not putting yourself first, you're super uninteresting. You're super worthless to most people. You're only there if they need something. You're not valuable. You're not someone they take seriously. You're ruining your career, your relationships, friendships, family relationships, by always pleasing everybody else and not putting yourself first. You're so uninteresting. You're so boring to be around, to be honest, because people cannot learn from you. What are they supposed to learn from you? You're just living your life for everybody else, but not for yourself. What are you supposed to teach me? Let's be real. What are you supposed to teach me? I do not want to learn anything from you if you are that type of person, because I do not want to live my life that way. Not at all. And you need to realize that you're born with yourself and you will die with yourself. You can cut everyone off. You can get out of every relationship, but you can't escape yourself. You're the person you're stuck with. You are trapped in your body and in your mind, but you can change your body and your mind. And you need to realize that you need to put yourself first, because as I said, when you die, you will die alone. Even if all the people you love are there in the room with you, it's you. You're the person who is dying, and that moment you only have yourself. And if you only ever put yourself last, then you will never really live. You will never really get to know yourself, because you only know yourself as someone who serves to other people. And that's just sad. And you should never care about others more than you care about yourself, because honestly, nobody else cares about you more than they care about themselves. And that is a positive thing. That is totally fine. It would be horrible if people would always just care about others more than they care about themselves. They would just be in crazy toxic relationships, really weird toxic dynamics in this society, because you need to care about yourself, because you are yourself. You are your own most important person, and nobody else but you can make sure that you are loved, you're respected, you are safe, you are taken care of, you're successful. That is your own job. You need to choose those things. You cannot, it's super unfair if you expect your partner to do that for you. It's so unfair if you expect your parents to do that for you. Of course, parents are supposed to keep us safe, to love us until we are grown. And when we're grown, that is our own job. And you have support. You can always ask for support, and it's normal to rely on other people, but you cannot rely on somebody else more than you need to rely on yourself. You are always up here. You are the only person you can truly 100% trust in, because you can trust so much in a partner. You can trust so much in a friend, in a family member. At the end of the day, they can disappoint you, or not even disappoint you, but when it comes to a decision where they have to choose themselves versus you, they will choose themselves, and that's perfectly fine. That is healthy, good for them. But if you don't choose yourself, for example, you're in a relationship with someone and you always choose them, this is them, you always choose them, and they also always choose them, then they will be the bigger person. They will be the more important person. They will be the person who has a good, easy life in this relationship. And when it comes to a decision where it's them versus you, it's going to be them, because they will choose themselves and you will choose them. Do not make that mistake. Choose yourself. No matter how much love you have for another person, no matter how much respect you have for another person, and no matter how much it scares you to choose yourself, you need to choose yourself, because nobody else will choose yourself. You cannot put this burden, this responsibility on somebody else. It is so unfair. Imagine your partner putting this responsibility on you of always having to choose them, always having to look out for what's most beneficial for them, always having to take care of them, always having to baby them, always having to make decisions for them. That's so unfair. It is unfair as fuck. So realize that you have to do that job. You have to take that burden and responsibility of taking care of yourself. Nobody else will do it for you. And even if somebody else does it for you, it's going to be a super unhealthy dynamic. I just realized that my jacket was the wrong way. That bothers me. If you put yourself last, you will be served last, because you're choosing that for yourself. You cannot complain about people not respecting you if you don't stand up for yourself, because if you don't stand up for yourself, everybody will just walk over you, because you are laying on that floor. You are the doormat. You chose to be the doormat. So don't complain about people walking over you. That's literally what you were made for. If you choose to be a doormat, then people will walk over you. If you don't respect yourself, nobody else will. If you don't stand up for yourself, everybody will walk over you. And if you don't care about yourself, nobody else will care about you. It's that simple. When you realize this, you will wake up every day choosing yourself, because you realize it's so simple. It's so simple. You will be so much happier, more satisfied, in healthier relationships if you just start choosing yourself. And especially when it comes to relationship, let's say us women, if we run after a man, if we chase that man, if we do everything for them, they won't choose us. They won't. We will not be the woman they marry. Or even if they marry us, they will not respect us because they may use us, but they won't truly care about us. They won't. They just see a woman who does everything for them and us, but they don't see their soulmate. They don't see the person they respect in us. Most of the time, if a woman does that for a man, he will use her for a few years. It's convenient. It's so easy. They will have the upper hand in the relationship. They will have a woman who does everything for them. They will have a woman who apologizes when he does something wrong. That's easy, but it's not interesting. It's not attractive at all. They will leave as soon as they have enough of it, as soon as they get bored, as soon as they want a partner who is on the same level as them. They will leave. You can care about this man or this woman. This is not a gender thing. You can care about this person for years. You can sacrifice your whole life for them, and they will leave at the end because they do not care, because you're so boring to them. And I don't even blame them. I don't blame them at all. Of course, it's not a good thing to use another person, but at the end of the day, you let them use you. You put yourself there as the doormat, and they are walking over you. At the end of the day, they're not really doing anything wrong. They're just doing what you're asking them to do. Being desperate and chasing other people is never going to benefit you. Just keep that in mind. You need to choose yourself. You need to trust in yourself, and you need to stop chasing things and people. You need to let these people and things come to you. You need to attract them. And that's a whole other topic that we will talk about. But you need to attract things. You need to be so attractive to things and people and your goals that they come to you without you having to chase them, because chasing them is horrible energy. Chasing them is desperation. We are not desperate, girlies. We not. The essence of a happy life, of healthy relationships, good friendships, a successful career, valuable connections with people, all of these things is putting yourself first, being selfish, choosing you, because either you choose you or you won't ever be chosen by life, by people, by happiness, by success. None of those things will choose you if you do not choose yourself. And if this video motivated you to start choosing yourself, I applaud you. You just realized the most important thing in your whole life. You just realized that the most important decision you can ever make for yourself is to choose yourself, to put yourself first, to be selfish. Being selfish is a positive thing. If people around you use the word selfish in a negative context, they're stupid, because being selfish is putting value in yourself and seeing that value in yourself. I am selfish. I care about myself more than I care about anybody else. If that bothers you, that's a you problem, because I live happily. I sleep I sleep very, very well at night. I am just thinking about that meme. Like, there's this meme, and I would use this meme and say how I sleep knowing that I'm the most important person on this planet. I sleep very well knowing that, because I'm the most important person in my own life, in my world. On my planet, I'm the most important person. And as I said, if this video motivated you to start choosing yourself, then start small. Start with daily things, daily activities, daily struggles, daily decisions where you need to choose yourself. Start saying no. Only start saying yes to things and people who lift you up and who bring energy to you. Say no to things that just rob energy from you. Start choosing yourself when it comes to health. Start choosing walks in nature. Start choosing exercise. Start choosing healthy food and a balance in everything you do. Start choosing reading and educating yourself instead of watching Netflix. This does not mean that you are not allowed to eat fries on your couch while watching a movie. You can definitely do that, because sometimes that's what we need, but most of the time it's not. Most of the time you need movement, fresh air, and a dopamine kick to feel good, and watching Netflix eating fries is not a good dopamine kick most of the time. Choose yourself when it comes to relationships, to romantic relationships, friendships, family, to work relationships, all of these things. You need to look at yourself as the most important person in here, and you need to make decisions based on what will benefit this person. Start living your life this way. There's this saying that assholes have the easiest lives, and it's true. And I'm not telling you to be an asshole. Not at all. You should not be that. You should not be mean, but you should be able to set boundaries for yourself and choose yourself. And if you do choose yourself, you will not let anybody walk over those boundaries. You won't. So choose yourself or you won't ever be chosen. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Tough Love by Susie. I post a lot of bonus content and private stuff there. Subscribe to this channel. Turn on post notifications. Well, that's everything I had to tell you. I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you have a fantastic life. And you will hear from me again very, very soon on this channel. Well, bye.